Well, this coming Sunday in worship, we will be recognizing All Saints Day, and I look forward to seeing you there. We have this wonderful tradition here at First Pres when we acknowledge All Saints Day by reading aloud the names of our church members and friends who have joined the Church Triumphant in the past year, those people who have passed away. And we'll be sharing that presentation at both of our worship services, 9:30 and 11, as well as celebrating the Lord's Supper together. And we prepare to do that against the backdrop of all that is happening in our country and community right now, as we prepare to elect a new set of leaders, both locally and nationally. And it's Halloween. Life is funny and strange as we balance questions like what silly costume to wear with contemplating the loss of a loved one and concern for our nation. That's a lot to hold on to. I'm reminded that we are complex creatures, each with our own complex stories, informing our worldviews and our actions, both our fears and our hopes, and we are all children of God. Now, with respect to the election, there is a question that I often hear, and that is, how should our faith inform our discernment process? And I came across this post, perhaps you did too. It was an article reposted from the publication of another denomination from about 40 years ago. And the article, it listed 10 things to consider as people of faith. And so I share those 10 here with you as food for thought. First, it said, do not confuse patriotism, national pride, and Western culture with Christian faith and practice. 2, do not confuse secular political activity with the purpose of the church, nor campaigning with witnessing and preaching. 3 was, do not make slanderous or false accusations against your opponents, but maintain your integrity. Do not consider a brother or sister who is of like precious faith an adversary if he or she holds a different political view. At all times, endeavor to verify information before accepting it as true or before repeating it to others. 5 was, at all times, endeavor to know and understand the candidates' positions and evaluate them on that basis, on the basis of their ability to perform the duties and functions of the office and their integrity. At all times, endeavor to know and understand the issues. Do not excuse yourself from this duty by saying, God will show me whom to vote for. Number 7 said that at all times compare a candidate's position with Scripture, but only where the Scripture addresses the issue. Do not force Scripture to address issues that they are not intended to address. Number 8 said, neither vote nor work for a candidate merely because he or she professes to be of the Christian faith. Number 9 said, do not neglect your family, worship, prayer, or Bible study. And finally, it said, always uphold your leaders in prayer. At the end of the day, we are reminded this weekend on All Saints' Day that regardless of next Tuesday's outcomes, we know who sits on the throne, that Jesus is Lord, and that the end has already been decided because of what God has done in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that brings me hope to hold on to, along with everything else. Friends, have a hope-filled rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you in worship on Sunday.